So my podcast changed my life.
Wow.
It like transformed my life.
Okay.
For so many reasons. When I was starting my podcast, I was getting high all day.
Mm-hmm.
I was living in Michigan. I was stuck in a bad relationship. And when I started the podcast, it like forced me to be honest, because I was like sharing all this stuff on the podcast that I was getting high all day and I was stuck in this relationship. And I was like this life coach on the podcast, but living this double life. So first and foremost, it like changed my life because I walked away from my weed addiction. I walked away from my relationship, and I walked away from living in Michigan because of my podcast.
So thanks for coming on.
Of course.
It's awesome. We were just telling me a little bit about like what you've been up to and stuff like that. I know that, oh gosh.
It's okay.
So she's used to being in like a pro studio because she does marketing. And so my whole setup's like, it's nice. You'll see when you hear it, but like.
It's okay. It's good.
It's good.
It works. Doesn't really, you know.
And you're also doing like some personal coaching and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I do life coaching, I do marketing, and I have my own podcast.
Wow. That's like so much going on.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes I'm bored.
Really?
Yeah. I'm actually like, I deal with that a lot. Boredom.
What do you like to do when you're bored?
I walk a lot.
Oh, good.
I go to yoga.
Oh, where do you go?
Hot 8.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
They have like a few different locations. It's like very hot yoga.
I know.
They have one in Santa Monica, Culver City.
Right,
all
because I
over.
know you live in the marina, so just wondering. Okay.
Yeah, I do those things, but I do those things anyways, whether I'm bored or not. They're like part of my routine.
Of course.
So it doesn't feel like I'm doing them. Like if I do them more, you know what I mean? Like I do them anyways. So if I'm doing them out of boredom, that's to me is like a problem.
Right.
Because they're a part of my routine regardless.
Good. I did a little bit of yoga yesterday, just here.
In your apartment?
A little bit. And I do some at Shefa down in Maine.
Where, is that hot yoga or no?
It's hot. Well, there's 3 rooms.
Oh.
And a meditation room. So it's like.
That's cool.
There's one of them's hot, and then. But typically the classes I take are hot. I'd say like 90% of the time.
I love hot yoga. It's
good.
The best. I just love the heat.
Right. So this coaching stuff, like,
yes.
Or what is it? Like, what's really like, I mean, obviously it sounds like you get to kind of hop from different things and stay interested, but like, what's really like giving you that energy and like excitement right now? Is it the podcast? Is it all 3? Like.
My energy like ebb and flows. I think it's like more like my interest ebb and flows. So like the last 3 weeks is my podcast. I'm like going all into the podcast.
Okay.
And then I get like a little burnt out and I have to take a step back, and now it's like the coaching. So it's something that I deal with too. I don't know if it's like an ADHD thing where it's like I'm extreme. I'm trying to just be not extreme in that sense.
Right.
Like I'm trying to just like be grateful for all of it. But my podcast is really, really important to me.
That's
it's a
great.
big part of my life.
What are some, like, what have you been talking about on there? I know it's like, I heard a lot, like, do you have guests? Is it all you, or what's going on?
I've only had 5 guests.
Okay.
I've been doing it for almost 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And only had 5 guests?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And so what do you,
I took like 8 months off. I didn't like take full 8 months off, but like I podcast weekly, and there was 8 months where I did not podcast weekly. So I say 4 years, but like, okay, 4 years with some breaks.
So I'm super curious about this. And I have a lot of questions coming up about the podcast. How are you getting material to just like, I did scroll through your Spotify. Some of them are like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. So what are you talking? Like, how you just pick a topic and you just do a rant kind of thing?
I don't really pick a topic. I just show up, and I feel like the topic picks me, which I know sounds very cliche, but it's very true. Like, it's like a stream of my subconscious. Okay. So like yesterday or this week, I did a 37-minute episode, and I was talking about like updates of my life. I'm getting plastic surgery on Tuesday. Okay. Which I've never had plastic surgery in my life. And I'm getting my eyes done. Okay. I'm just getting the bags removed under my eyes.
Is that right?
Yeah, I swear.
Oh my gosh.
It's called the lower bleph, and I've never had plastic surgery. So I talked about that, but I talked about it in the sense of like, I'm sure you've experienced this in your life. Like people will be like, you don't need to lose weight. You don't need to do that. Or like, you look good. Or like people will try to minimize how you feel. And I just talked about how important it is to like, it's your life, it's your body, it's your energy. So like not everyone's going to agree or understand why you want to make that decision. It doesn't make it wrong. Mm-hmm. So I talked about like that. And then I talked about how like interconnected, like how I feel about myself physically and emotionally, and how it's not just about like loving yourself internally. It's about like loving yourself externally. I talked about shame. Talk about it, like kind of spirals. So like I'll talk about something.
I'm like engaged right now. Like honestly.
Thank you.
That means
it's sometimes it feels like, yeah, like I'm going to bring guests on. I'm definitely going to do that just for my own growth. Like, cause I do agree. Like it's better. I would love to have conversations with people. And like, I think that's where like I'll thrive. But yeah, I've spent a lot of time just like processing my thoughts on my podcast. Some of it's repetitive.
Cool.
But I'm okay with that.
And so as far as like the listeners and any feedback, I mean, from what I've noticed from the little experience I have, it's like a lot of effort for like not too much reward. I mean, it really means a lot, but you've been doing it for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like what type of feedback are you getting, like incoming leads for your like coaching stuff? Like what's that look like for you?
So my podcast changed my life. Wow. It like transformed my life.
Okay.
For so many reasons. When I started my podcast, I was getting high all day. I was living in Michigan. I was stuck in a bad relationship. And when I started the podcast, it like forced me to be honest, because I was like sharing all this stuff on the podcast that I was getting high all day, and I was stuck in this relationship, and I was like this life coach on the podcast, but living this double life. So first and foremost, it like changed my life because I walked away from my weed addiction. I walked away from my relationship, and I walked away from living in Michigan because of my podcast.
Wow.
Because my podcast like held me to a different standard and was like, okay, Ricki, you don't get to come here every week and share your truth if you don't live your truth. So it like within like a month of starting my podcast, my whole life changed. And then I left Michigan. I went on a road trip, was podcasting, put a video on TikTok about walking away from weed addiction. That went viral. And then I podcasted about walking away from weed, and that video went viral, and I built a whole business out of it.
Okay.
I had a 2-year business called Walking Away from Weed, where I've helped thousands walk away from weed addiction. And I credit a lot of that to my podcast. A lot of it is my marketing, but a lot of people found me through my podcast, through the episode of Walking Away from Weed. And then they like started to like me and trust me, and then they would follow me, and then they would buy from me.
Gotcha.
So the podcast was instrumental for me. For so many reasons, for the first like 3 years, I would say.
Very interesting.
And then it was the only reason it didn't do anything for me in the last year is because of me. I just neglected it.
Right. For the last 8 months.
Yeah. Like 8 months a year.
So when you're saying, you had a 2-year business, like, is that still continuing in that way, or did something,
No.
What?
No.
Okay. So what?
I took a break.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I stopped doing my weed program.
Okay.
I walked away from Adderall and Vyvanse. I was on it for 30 years, 2 years ago. And that really like put a halt to everything in my life. And it was very hard for me to like go back to everything I was doing before.
Okay.
Because I wasn't like the same person. So that definitely affected my income, definitely affected like my podcast, everything.
Interesting. All right.
Yes.
So, and what was the program like? Like people would reach out. Was it like a one-on-one thing, or did you have like a video set up? Like what was that like?
So the first year it was a live coaching program where I would have like 20 to 35 people on Zoom.
Wow.
Just for 3 days. It was a 3-day program.
And what would you tell them?
I taught them everything that I did to walk away from weed. I literally just like shared the truth. I had like help them like regulate their nervous system, how to create space between their thoughts and their actions, like why they make certain decisions. It was very helpful for people.
Cool. Absolutely. I can imagine.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So you would just teach them for 3 days, and at first, like, were you kind of just winging it, or did you?
I made the whole thing up. No, I literally, I went viral on TikTok, and I built this community from 0 to 30,000. And now I have like way more than that. And
on TikTok and stuff like that?
Yeah. On TikTok, I have 250,000 followers. But the whole point is that as I was like putting videos out there about walking away from weed and getting people to go to my podcast, somebody said, do you help people walk away from weed? on TikTok? And I responded, yes, I have a program. I did not have a program. I was like, it's called Walking Away from Weed because that was the title of the podcast episode.
Easy.
So I just like, I think it was like $186 to start for 3 days. And then after 3 months, I was like, oh, I had 6 people on my first round. And then I had 12, then I had 15, then I had 30. And then for a whole year, I always had like 25 to 30 people.
And did anyone want consistent coaching?
I wasn't offering it because it was so hard for me. It was a very bad business model because like I'd fill this group up for 30 people for 3 days. And then I'd have to market the next round and get 30 more people. So I didn't have a lot of time in between to coach people. But I did have a Walking Away from Weed community. So people could join the community.
Oh, cool. Like a Discord or something like that?
Yeah. But I was very unorganized and it was very hard for me to manage it all.
Cool. I mean, not cool, but learning and
And then I
helping people.
Yeah, I had like 1,000 clients.
That's amazing. It's very interesting when you think about stuff like this because like we all want to help people, but then it's like providing and like, you know, I'm sure you help people for free all the time.
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just like
I don't.
You don't just like
if you're my friend, for sure.
Right.
Or like if you're like a person, if you like a question, for sure. But like people will message me their life stories and I don't respond.
Totally. Okay. That makes sense. I just mean like, what I mean is like generally I can imagine you're like an asset and net positive to society.
Yeah.
What the point I was trying to draw to, and please push back if you don't agree with this, but like for you to have the bandwidth to, you know, hold that space and come up with that curriculum, even though you were kind of winging it, just to have the space in the mind, you know, you have to be like rewarded or at least like compensated with resources in order to take care of and have that. Because, you know, think about it. Like if you were trying to serve all these people, but then also like worrying about bills and all these other things, you wouldn't really be able to bring that value forward. And so it's this really interesting thing. I don't know. I just come from I kind of come from like a background of just like, you know, just trying to serve others, at least a school of thought. It may not be like the best at it all the time, but I find that, like I said, it's like the resources, like the money, you know, is like what you need to really like help these people. It's like there's no other way I can kind of put that. I don't know.
For sure. I mean, at the beginning, I didn't care about the money because I was obsessed. I was obsessed, like all day, every day, 7 to 10 TikTok videos a day, 2 podcasts a week, coaching, like marketing, running. I was obsessed. I was just so happy. And I knew that would bring me money. I was like, if I'm this obsessed, other people are going to be this obsessed because it's just how obsessed I was.
Just talking about the weed. Like you just talked about weed obsessed. For 2 years, basically.
Straight.
How I didn't smoke weed on the podcast, on
everywhere.
TikTok.
It was my whole life.
Okay. And then so that kind of fizzles out because of this like transition. And then now it sounds like you've developed a new program in a way. No.
I really haven't. I actually spent the last year being very stuck. I got off Adderall and Vyvanse March of 2023. And I think I spent a year and a half very confused. Okay. Like where the fuck am I? Very, very challenging. I was really more focused on my friendships and like reconnecting to myself. It was very hard for me to help other people at that time because I was not doing well. And then a lot since then has been a lot of like trial and error. Okay. And I recently went to Costa Rica and sat with ayahuasca. Okay. For 2 weeks. I did 8 ceremonies in 2 weeks. And that made me look at my patterns and like showed me a lot about myself. And I came back from that being like, I am supposed to help people. Okay. And it's not always about how I feel. But I do feel like there's something missing for me.
I guess so the offering that we're kind of seeing now, and when you speak about like being a life coach, is that still kind of like the same offering that you had 2 years ago, or is it sort of like
it's like more general
thing? Okay, more like, general, not just weed. You want to switch jobs, you going through a bad breakup,
could be anything, literally. You
feel stuck in your life,
anything,
which so it's kind of
which makes it more exciting for me, right? Because then I can work, like I have a client that's like lives in Dubai and he's 39. He's like this businessman, like this wealthy businessman, and he's going through a breakup. And I met him in Costa Rica, and he hired me.
Okay.
Or like, yeah, if you want to walk away from weed, you want to walk from Adderall, for sure I could help you. But I want to work with people that are just like, they're in a okay place and they're just looking to elevate their lives.
Right.
Or move forward from something. I think I have a lot of experience, and I always felt very limited by limiting myself.
Okay.
So now I'm trying to like rewrite the narrative of like, I don't have to be one thing.
Great.
And just embrace the ability to help people in all ways.
And how did you kind of come out of this rut from the Vyvanse? Oh, was it the ceremony?
No, the Vyvanse and the Adderall, it's just time.
Okay.
I mean, no, Adderall and Vyvanse, no, I did the ceremony last month.
Right.
So the Adderall and Vyvanse, I would say like I started to feel better like 5 or 6 months ago. That was very challenging for me.
And it sounds like you've been kind of just like self-starter, working for yourself for at least the past 4 years since all this unraveled.
Yeah.
And we did kind of just glaze over it, but like I guess double clicking on that, like, do you know, how is that, like, you know, like you said, you're like, I get bored, or like sometimes I'm in a rut for 8 months, like what's that like going through your head? Is it like, shoot, I got to get back to work? Like, I mean, did you kind of work up to the Vyvancing and know this might disrupt stuff?
I knew it was gonna be terrible.
Right.
I knew. I mean, I was on it for 30 years, Adderall and Vyvanse, 100 milligrams.
Okay. I don't know much about the doses.
It's like a very dangerous dose.
Right.
I knew that nothing was going to be the same again. Like I just knew. I've been taking it since I was 7. So
wow,
like
that's just wild.
Yeah. So like everything that I knew was because of the medication. So I knew getting off of it was going to like really fuck me up for a while. And it did. And I accepted that. And during that time I had support from my family. Like my dad helped me out financially because I was like, nah, okay. And I know most people have to go back to work and stuff. I am an entrepreneur, so I didn't have to.
Right.
But also like I have a really special situation where like I had support.
Okay.
And I think that's important to say because like I do think you can get off medication and go back to work. I do.
Right.
I think if you've been on it for 30 years, you might need to take some time off. Everyone's different. It was very hard for me. I was in bed for like 35 days. It was very, very challenging for me.
Oh gosh, that sounds like it.
Yeah. And it was, I tried to go back to all the things I was doing before and it just like didn't work. Cause I just like a lot of trauma. Like,
so you need to just pull back. You need to let these things just go for now and take care of yourself.
I needed to like remember, I need to like know who I didn't, the medicine controlled my appetite, controlled my energy, it controlled my sleep, it controlled every single thing about myself. So when I got off of it, I was like, who am I?
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to give myself this time to like rebuild. And yeah, I had money to do it, my own money. And also I had support if I ever needed it.
Good.
So I felt very fortunate. I feel very fortunate.
Right. Because it sounds like it was like, even like with the medicine, I mean, 30 years of that, but then also like, you know, breakups, like sometimes then you get like all into this thing and busy. Like sometimes it's like you need those times to slow it down.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard.
Right.
Especially when you have like a busy mind.
I don't know you that well, but like,
yeah,
you know, I can tell from when I met you, you're on, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to be less on.
Right. And I met you when you were still on the medication.
Yeah, I was fucking
now,
nuts.
I mean, you seem the same to me, or
I'm the same, but more grounded.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
And do you attribute that to just, I mean, not being on drugs?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And like moving slower, yoga, but yeah, not being on medications, like probably 70% of it.
Oh my, okay.
That shit was insane.
Right.
Anyone that's listening to this, like, it's very.
So now you're just go. You figured out how to find like some virality on TikTok and does the podcast have like pretty good traction on Spotify? Like are people tapping in, listening,
people
checking it out? And you're talking about, I've seen the topic. What are some of the stuff you've been talking about? Like,
I've talked about my ayahuasca experience. I've talked about like.
And people just want to listen. They want to hear your stories.
I guess, yeah.
That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I
guess
they do.
You know, you have that energy, and I guess you have the. I think charisma is like a big part of that. You know, you look at these guys that talk to the camera or these women. It's just like, people want to listen.
Yeah.
It's engaging, the way they speak, the way they look.
I feel very safe when I'm podcasting.
Interesting. I don't know that I've tried to do a couple where I'm just like talking.
No, I feel like you'd be really good at it if you just relaxed
really
and like allowed yourself to do it.
Well, what would you recommend? I mean,
just start talking. Just share about whatever's on your mind.
Wow, that's really.
You don't have to put it, and you also don't have to put it out there. You could just do it, and then you could just, it might be therapeutic.
It's crazy to be seen. I've noticed, like, even sometimes, like, I mean, I'm just, I'll meet people because I have like some stuff linked up in my handle. Like, I want to make myself available to help people. I'm sharing some personal stuff, and but people kind of go through sometimes. You might meet like a cute girl, and she might like. This has happened in the past where they're like going through it and they just see so much of you, and it's like, did you ever struggle with like getting seen like that, or just didn't care?
I just feel like it's not my guy.
It's like, not your guy.
Who cares? Like, who gives a fuck? The person that cares the most in my life is my father.
Right.
And he's stuck with me.
Does he watch your stuff?
Yeah, and he thinks it's like I'm the worst. He thinks it's the worst.
He does. He's
just like, so why do you share so much? Why? I'm like, because I love it.
Right.
Because it's who I am, and the person that I marry is going to love that about me. Mm-hmm. They're just they're gonna probably be the opposite of me. They're probably gonna be off social media,
reclusive and hiding away.
But like wouldn't private. Care to be engaged on my stuff, and like wouldn't care like if you don't like that about me, you're not gonna like me.
Right. Are you also putting stuff up on YouTube?
I used to, not so much
because
anymore.
The Spotify thing, like. Personally, I do some like other like surfing and I have other stuff. So I've just been doing only YouTube.
Oh, really? You don't put your podcast in Spotify? I used to
do audio only, but like I just kind of want to do it all on YouTube.
But how can people listen to it?
YouTube.
Yeah, but you should put it on Spotify.
All right.
I mean, it's a podcast. Spotify is the biggest podcasting network.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Next thing, is there an AI thing you can drop in your full episodes and it'll cut it up? Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of different programs.
Is it pretty easy?
Yeah.
You just drop it in and it cuts reels up? God, it's like that takes forever. Like I would do way more of these, but I have to take it.
I know, it's so much work.
And throw it into Final Cut. And it's like,
it's so much
I've had a couple episodes get like, like, I don't know, like 600 watch hours and stuff like that, which is cool. It's like, I mean, I like doing it. I like having the chats, but when I'm stuck at my desk, like I like this, but if I'm stuck at my desk for 3 hours, like, and then I'm uploading and doing all this shit, it's like, it starts to suck this part out of it.
Right. Cause it's like a job and it's not an actual job.
And you're like sitting in front of the screen. You know, it's like,
you have to be smarter about it. I'll send you like different things.
Okay, cool. That would be awesome.
I would lose it too.
So are you making like a big push right now with this new, like, I mean, what's the coaching like? Like if I came to you right now and I was like, hey, like this is what I'm trying to do. I feel a little bit stuck here. Or my girl just broke my heart. Like, like what's the deal? Are we talking on the phone once a week?
Yeah, talking on the phone.
We talk on the phone.
I don't love to do Zooms.
You don't like the face-to-face? And
only because I like to I feel like I'm a better coach when I'm walking.
So you walk and talk.
Yeah.
And
it'd be really based on like what's going on with you.
And you suggest calls like.
Yeah, I do like my client in Dubai. I have 2 calls a week with him.
Okay.
Because of the amount, like he's just paying for that. But I do with like 1 call a week, and then I would do like unlimited text messages. So if you're going through, depending on what you're doing, like you can text me whenever. I think coaching is really beneficial when you have access to someone. So like.
So he can text.
Yeah, you can text me if he's in a crisis or something. And I think that's really beneficial. Like, you go to your therapist and you talk to them and it's great, but then you leave and you don't see them for a week. And so much comes up in that week. And so the calls are important, but I think it's more important depending on who you are. Like, hey, I'm going through a rough time right now. Or like, hey, this just happened. What do you think about this? Or, it's kind of like a quick response. Mm-hmm. I know for me, like coaching, when I hire coaches, like that was my favorite part about it. Where like if something came up, I could deal with it then.
Right.
So it's like really customizable. Everyone is so different in what they need. Someone might not need a phone call. They might need check-ins, like voice notes or. But I'm really good at like tailoring things to what that person needs.
Gotcha. So it's an individual program depending on what's going on. And are you
coaching.
Doing any sort of like, because you're big into yoga, like, I mean, I guess. Like I've been talking to a buddy of mine who's like going through this really messy breakup right now. and you know, no one's gonna know who he is or what this is. It's just like, and it's like, it's been kind of like a month, and it's like, I guess ultimately the question I'm trying to get at is like, you know, hopefully they know that they have to kind of do the work at the end of the day, right? But you kind of have to lead the way. You have to tell them. I'm just a mirror. Right.
I'm just an honest mirror for someone. Mm-hmm. And I think because I'm so honest, right, I'm a helpful mirror to people, because I'm going to say the thing that you're thinking anyways, or that you haven't thought about. So if someone's like saying the same thing, like I had this conversation with my client the other day, he was talking about the breakup. Right. The breakup's been a while. He was saying things about it, and I was just like, I don't want to hear it. Like you're just stuck in a loop.
Right.
You're just repeating yourself because it just makes you feel better. Right. We're not getting anywhere. So if you want to talk about like a solution, or let's just table it, because letting you talk about the same thing for the next hour does nothing for you. It doesn't.
Right. We've unpacked it.
We've unpacked it.
We've spent the time.
Yeah. And I'm happy to talk about it with you, but like you're saying the same thing over and over because you're stuck in a loop. Right. So let me show you that you're stuck in something, and let's figure out how to get you out of it, versus like me being like, tell me more. Like I wanted to show him the loop he's been stuck in, that this is the reason why he didn't break up with this person for so long. And he's doing the same thing with her, with me. And it was very eye-opening for him, because he was just like, wow, no one's really ever said that to me. I'm like, right, because everyone just listens and gives you the same advice every single time, but you don't ever take it. So why not point out someone's pattern? Like, I'm a therapist. I'm a mentor. I'm a coach. So like my job is not to like hold your hand. Right. My job is to make you better. Right. A lot of therapists hold their clients' hands. They just say yes, or they agree, or you know, they're very sweet and kind. Mm-hmm. I'm not like that.
I'm not big into therapy personally. Like actually like more comfortably coming outward, like not in all cases, but like I just kind of against it in many ways.
I think it depends on the therapist.
Right. It depends on the therapist.
You got to get like one that's like honest and open, and
right.
Not just doesn't just sit there.
Right. Like I would be a lot more excited about working with a good coach than a therapist personally, because I know I've gone to several throughout my life, like off and on, whether it was like I had a few long-term relationships where like was, you know, eventually you're like go with your partner or whatever. And but I think I've been fortunate to be around a lot of people that are like super in tune and intuitive, and like they say things to me that just like, you know, they've just gone through a lot of stuff. Like I've been a lot of recovering addicts and alcoholics and stuff, and like it's just like those people have been to like hell, and like sometimes they just have like the most profound things to tell me. And so it's hard, because then I go and pay someone, and I'm like, dude, my boy, like that was like a gnarly junkie, like is like kind of more tapped in. And I don't mean to be like,
for sure,
I don't mean to, I won't say that, but it's like that's how I feel, like,
right,
you know what I mean? Or like just
because they've also like been through like a lot of,
and that's maybe a personal thing. Like,
no, I think it's like, you know, when I was getting off Adderall, I hired a therapist that specialized, that had gotten off Adderall. So it's like, it's
that's
also
nice.
Yeah. That's why my walking away from weed is so successful, because I walked away from weed. Mm-hmm. So these people are like, oh, she's normal. She's my age. Like she has the same story as me. Versus like if I was just like a therapist trying to help someone get off weed, it might not be as hard hitting, because there's that relatability. Mm-hmm. There's that like, oh, you've done it. Like the person that you can relate to the most is the one that's walked through the thing that you've walked through. No, it's just like when people would hire me, I'd be like, why are you hiring? Like, I don't have credentials. I'm not even sober. I'm not like a sober.
You drink beers and stuff? Or
I mean, I take mushrooms. I drink nothing too crazy, but like right. Not sober. I'm not like a sober person.
Right.
I didn't go to school for addiction. Like what? Like at that point when I had gotten off weed, I was like 100 days off weed after smoking 30 times a day.
Right. I was wondering about that.
I used to smoke 30 times a day.
Just like all day. You were just like
all day by myself. No one knew. I like lived a very double life.
Interesting. And the weed is so strong now.
So strong.
Like
so
I can't even imagine.
I used to smoke spliffs. I used to sit in my car from like 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. and smoke.
And just do nothing?
No, I would run the marketing for my brother's company.
Oh.
And life coaching.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like living a double life. Stoned. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I used to get high and I used to go speak on stages and then get high after. I was in so much pain.
Oh, wow.
Physical and emotional pain that like I couldn't be with myself.
And so what were you talking about on stages if you were just like baked all
I wasn't high on stages.
Oh.
It'd be after. I would never be high in a client call. I would never be high like on a stage. It was like mostly after. And if I say I smoked from like 7 to 4, but like if I had to be the client that day, I wouldn't. Mm-hmm. I would just wait an hour, or I would push our session earlier so I could smoke. I was always like manipulating everything. I had my first business was called Break the Weight. So I used to coach people to break the mental, emotional, and physical weight in their life. So I used to speak on that and coach on that.
Okay.
But everything came crashing down because I was like living a double life.
Right.
But I was like, still a good teacher. Like it didn't take away my ability to like be a healer or a teacher, because that's like who I was or am internally. But like, yeah, I was not well for a while.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like I couldn't imagine like. But what made you kind of lean towards doing that in the first place?
What?
Coaching people to break the weight.
Oh, I helped my friend lose 100 pounds when I was like 23. Mm-hmm. And we created a blog called Break the Weight, and we journeyed the whole experience. And I just had this like epiphany. Like she lost 100 pounds under my coaching, but I feel like I had lost 100 pounds emotionally. Mm-hmm. And so the word weight became very like everyone has weight in their life. Of course. So I just started coaching people.
And what did that look like? Like what was the program for her? Like what did you do with her?
For her physically, like I had her like, I had her do 5 things that I do every single day still. Track her food, weigh herself every day.
Okay.
Drink 2 liters of water and walk 10 to 12,000 steps a day, which are things that I do every single day.
10 to 12,000. Oh, that's amazing. That's nice.
So I do these things every day still.
And that's all she did.
Well, then like there was the emotional aspect, like overcoming emotional eating.
Right,
and like
because she was like nervous and needed to, like a lot of times.
What?
I've noticed like more and more, like I'm like, am I hungry right now, or do I just need to ground? Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
or are you just bored?
Right, or
restless.
Of course, or I'm just bored, or I'm looking to like do something. You know,
it's like the phone. The phone is like something that I'm working on.
That thing's been getting to me lately. It's been getting to me bad.
Yeah,
it's been creeping up on me bad.
When I went to Costa Rica and did ayahuasca, the first week I was there, my phone broke. I didn't have a phone for 7 days.
Great.
And I went through like physical withdrawal.
Wow.
I mean, I went through ayahuasca too, so that was pretty intense.
Can I get a little scroll, please?
Yeah, I just had no option.
Because you got the TikTok going, you got the you got the Instagram.
It was good though. It was good for me.
Absolutely.
And now I just trying to rebuild my relationship with my phone.
Like, it's good to just have like resets every now and then, like a weekend.
I know.
Airplane.
Wow.
Throw it in the freaking closet or something.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I know. It's hard to do when you're single and you're on your own.
Okay.
I think it's easier to do when you like have someone with you all the time and like you have a million things going on. Like if I am like have a weekend where like I see my friends, but like I'm also spending a lot of time alone. Mm-hmm. I think it's like harder to do that.
Because you maybe try to meet up because you're trying to get that social aspect through the weekend.
No, just like it's sometimes hard to be with yourself.
Oh, totally.
It's more about that.
I did that a bit this year. Actually just, sharing different things. Like I gave up porn like in September of last year.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't really like this huge addiction. I was just like normal guy stuff. Like just, but long story short, like I spend a lot of and I gave up like masturbating. So I spent a lot of time like just like in my house alone, like fasting and like just like did some crazy stuff. And so when you're talking about like being alone, like I get that, you know what I mean? And like, I guess when you're talking about like physically, I mean, I just came to the realization like, wow, the normal, like it's not really normal to like watch people have sex on the screen, you know what I mean? And but it is normal in society, and so that's one of the realizations I had. But definitely there's some regulation, like the dopamine, like
for sure.
It was like pretty crazy in the beginning.
It's really hard.
Like in the first like 3 months, I was like, whoa, like this is really wild. Like my body kind of felt different, like and I would say I was honestly like less than normal people, because I was like I was practicing like so much yoga at the time, like but I could definitely relate. And I don't know, I spent a lot of time alone, so hearing you talk about it, it's like, I don't know, for better or for worse, like it's nice to have space.
Yeah, I also think it's like I don't have like a structured like job, so like it's
you don't go somewhere, but can you work
Yeah, but I'm mostly walking around. It's like I do a lot of work walking.
Talking and walking.
Yeah. So like.
And are you making TikToks while you're walking?
I do everything walking. So like, but I mean, I have to.
Where do you walk? Because I walk on the beach, like I
walked in the marina. Mm-hmm. I don't love the beach.
I walk from on like, I usually go like from around Driftwood, and then I walk like up to, or sometimes down to like the marina and back.
Oh, nice.
You know where the jetty is on the beach?
It's such a beautiful area. I just don't love to walk on the beach.
It's been low tide lately, but why not?
I don't know. I just don't enjoy it. I don't
it's
like
good
to get all
grounding.
sandy.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and I would like. Maybe I'll enjoy it more. I don't know. I'll give it another shot. But
it's just good because you take your shoes off and then you feel it. Like,
right. I don't like to do that.
Especially if you're like, oh, really?
Because then I have to put my shoes back on, and then it's just it's very annoying for me.
Wow, you really are from the Midwest. I can hear it right now. I would like
to do it like if I'm spending time at the beach.
Okay.
But.
Not to just go and walk.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes my dog likes it, so I'll just take her sometimes.
Okay. So it sounds like you've had this pretty like ambitious. I mean, you helped a girl lose weight, 100 pounds, sorry. Mm-hmm. And then you wrote a blog about it, and then you created a business about it.
Yeah.
And then you go through this breakup, you quit weed, then you make a coaching program. It's like,
everything I go through, I make something out of.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like pretty interesting to think about.
It's very interesting. So really,
what do you think that's about? Have you ever thought about it?
I think it's like my path. I think like when I go through something and I come out the other end, I just want to share it with people. And I think people are so inspired by what I'm sharing that they want to be a part of it. Like when I got back from my ayahuasca trip, like I blogged the whole experience while I was there. And I had so many people messaging me being like, your experiences make me want to do it. And I share for myself and I share because, I shared my whole Adderall experience. I shared my detox. I videoed the whole thing and put it on the internet.
TikTok.
On Instagram.
And on Instagram?
Yeah. I videoed everything and everyone was like, that's really crazy. And I was like, well, this is how I process things. Like, well, I don't want to go through this by myself. And one day, and I also found that when I want to do something, like when I wanted to walk away from weed, when I wanted to walk away from Adderall, when I wanted to rescue a German Shepherd, when I wanted to do ayahuasca, when I wanted to get this plastic surgery, I would go on the internet and find people that did it. And the people that were the most raw and most authentic and shared their story and walked me through it, like made me feel like I could do it too. So I think I think a part of my path is going through something, overcoming it, and then sharing it. It's just always been like that for me. I also like love to talk about things that I am passionate about, and I'm always passionate about things that I overcome.
Right.
So I think it comes from like a need, a like genuine passion of like, I want to share this. Like, I also like to document things because it helps me get through them.
Interesting. Yeah. There's this, no, it's interesting. And social media, I mean, I guess you were blogging, whenever that was, 20 years ago, like you said.
Yeah, I've been doing it for so long.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
But I guess social media has made it so much quicker. Like you have a thought on your walk, boom, there's a TikTok. It's out there. And do you have the revenue thing on TikTok and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or is that?
I'm in the creators fund.
Does that happen? Like, is that a thing? Like, does it make money or?
It depends how much I'm promoting and like putting myself out there. Like, I think it was 2 months ago, I made like $3,000 just from my videos. But like, I think it took me like an hour the whole month. So it's like, I'm getting, it's not a lot of work to get, but the revenue.
So you're not pushing that because that's like, I mean,
no, I am.
A lot of work,
I ebb and flow. Like okay. This is, I'm telling you, my energy ebb and flows.
You're interested.
It's really.
And women have this cyclical thing too, little more.
Yeah, I think I'm very affected by that.
Is that right?
I think so.
Has that changed with the medicine or anything?
With what?
Well, like, the cyclical.
Adderall?
What medicine?
Don't know, I don't know. I'm not on it anymore. But no, I don't think it did. Because Adderall, but even
it's more like a birth control.
But even with Adderall and Vyvanse, I was the same way. So it could just be like, it could just be the ADHD.
Right.
Which I think it is. So I'm really trying to work with it and like push myself and recognize my patterns, because sometimes they really like can be overpowering for me. But
I see.
But
well, you have a good pattern, and I'm trying to figure out what this is about. Like, you help someone with something, you make a business. You solve something, you make a business.
It doesn't last.
Have you always wanted?
Like,
I see.
That's, so it's not. I'm really good at starting things. I'm really creative.
Keeping them going.
Yeah, it's like when it becomes boring for me, or I become like anxious, or like. So that was like one of the reasons I went to ayahuasca, was like to learn about that.
Okay.
And I think a lot of it has to do with like. Yeah, just like learning to show up when I don't feel like it.
I can understand that and appreciate that problem, because there's so many things pulling us in all these different directions, more so than ever today.
Yeah. I think it's really more my mind.
But it's how your mind works.
Yeah.
And does part of you think that if you would have maybe just like, or you were done with the weed thing?
No, I have thoughts where I'm like, wow, this could have been a 7-figure business.
We're like, what if I would have just honed it in, done the videos, done the platform, just
build an app. I mean, it would have been huge.
You know, tier it up. Yeah. You know, PDF.
I did try a lot.
Program, like a whole thing, because you were locked into that little niche.
Yeah, I was really locked in, but that also felt suffocating for me.
Right.
So, and then I got off adderall, and like that chapter was over. And I still do sell the program. I still make money from it. It's just a self-paced program.
Thing. Oh, it's a self-paced.
Just self-paced.
See, that's pretty. See, it's like you almost got to hang in there just long enough to like.
I know. I didn't. I fucked up. But I fucked up. But then again, like my next chapter was getting off Adderall, and that was way more intense for me. And if I never would have walked away from the weed stuff, I never would have gotten off it. So it's like I could go back and I can do all these things, and like, yeah, you know. I did have this epiphany.
Right. We're not going to go regret that, but it's almost like just taking a quick look.
Now I'm trying to do that.
And then say, all right, how can I prevent this again? Because I know how to get locked into this thing.
Right.
But how do I I've
done it with a lot of things in my life, and I've had to forgive myself because I've held a lot of, like when I was in Costa Rica, like I just realized I had so much shame for starting things and stopping them. And actually that was one of the reasons I started my podcast again, because I was in ceremony and it was just like, you can't fuck this up. Like, don't be the reason this is fucked up. Like, this is your calling for you and you're ruining it. And it was a very clear message for me. So I got back in the studio, and now I'm like 100% committed. Like, no fucking up.
And do you go in once a week?
Yeah.
And you just rip a pod real quick, and then boom, you bail.
Yeah.
And they just let you have the studio when
No, I pay for it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, what does something like that cost?
$300
for the hour?
Yeah.
For the session?
But you can record a lot. My episodes are short.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
that's why I asked if you
3.
went once a week, because I was looking. I was like, one of them was 10 minutes, one of them was 30 minutes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You might be able to rip like 4 in an hour.
It's really hard for me to do that though, because they're so authentic,
right?
And they're so from the heart. So it's very hard.
And you never thought about getting a little setup, like?
I had one in my apartment.
Oh, you do?
I really needed the accountability.
Good.
And I really needed somebody else to handle all this shit.
Oh, do they cut it up and stuff?
Yeah, they do everything for me.
You're kidding. So 300, they cut it and everything?
Yeah, everything.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
350, sorry. They just upped their price.
That's super
and they're
nice.
Amazing. So that was important for me.
And you're doing the marketing.
And I run their marketing.
You manage their accounts.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I actually really enjoy it. I go there and I meet new people. And
you meet the people that are renting it